Holmes is. Man, what does that feel like for Angela? She's going to go out there and get right after it.
Holly Holm, Angela Hayes, our main event. We are underway. Holly Holm is a southpaw, utilizes her jab brilliantly as she did in boxing.
Great movement. She's a real master of distance, which is what all fights are. Who controls the distance controls the game. And Holly, in and out like she is, circling like she is, getting Angela to throw just 2 kicks now that have missed in a row.
And her footwork is second to none. Kick.
She started off as a kickboxer. She's a fantastic kickboxer, segued into boxing because that's where some money was. Now MMA, and she is fantastic.
A body kick by Holly Holm that connects to Angela Hayes. You know, Dana White said that Holly Holm is the female Conor McGregor with as much publicity and attention that she is getting, and a Superman punch that barely misses Angela Hayes.
Well, she's one of the few women in the sport that we see that has the kind of high-level striking and dominating wrestling that could really take it to somebody like Ronda Rousey. I mean, that's what everybody's talking about. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at Holly Holm versus Ronda Rousey in a very short time.
Well, certainly if Holly Holm's able to get past Angela Hayes, I think a journey into the octagon is a foregone conclusion.
She's pressuring her against the fence here. She's going to utilize some knees to soften her up, and then she's going to either look to separate or take down. I'm not sure. That underhook is really controlling the game. Holly's digging for a single here.
Well, Holly Holm looking to take down the submission specialist in Angela Hayes. However, she has to be cognizant. Angela Hayes, 5 of her 6 wins have come by way of guillotine
Angela's
choke.
Defended it nicely. Back up, back into the center of the ring. Still, Holly's dominating with double underhooks. Whoever has the underhooks is controlling that exchange.
Tate, this is Holly's 6th fight in 12 months. Do you believe that fatigue is at all a factor, the fact that she's just tired
not at
from
her
training?
age. I just don't think so. And Holly's been a workhorse for her whole life, ever since she was a little girl. I just don't think that fatigue is going to come into play here for her.
Now looking for a takedown is Angela Hayes. Angela Hollywood Hayes is looking to write her own script and kind of foil the plans of Holly Holm.
She certainly could. As we saw that single coming up, Angela was hunting for a guillotine, but Holly just wasn't having it. Her posturing, her head position really kept her safe, and she's not falling for that. She knows that Angela's known for guillotines, and she's defended 1,000 of them. This crowd is incensed here. They're off the chain crazy, yelling, Holly.
Midway through the first round between Holly Holm and Angela Hayes, as Holm is looking to take down the submission specialist in Angela Hayes. You know, Angela Hayes has been acclaimed for her ground game, but also competed in Chuck Norris's World Combat League. She has 13 world championships in both Taekwondo and various other martial arts.
Did you ever watch the Combat League, the World Combat League?
I did. It was an exciting, organization for as long as it lasted. And Angela Hayes learned a lot.
We saw it and met Chuck Norris one night there. I was bodyguarding Joe Rogan, and it was an amazing event. A lot of those guys went on to the UFC actually.
Well, Angela Hayes has her sights set on the UFC if she can get past Holly Holm.
Okay.
Right now we have Holly Holm. She was trying a nice spin move and a switch as Holm puts Hayes against the cage. Holly Holm, the 32-year-old from right here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, the hometown
favorite.
Looking for a
hip toss here. Holly pulls her back.
And she gets her down on the ground. And now Holly Holm looking to execute some ground and pound as this crowd erupts.
It's amazing. Just amazing.
I don't think Angela Hayes was prepared for the kind of power and the clinch work of Holly Holm.
It's amazing, too, that Angela's looking to stand up as predicated by her elbow on the ground. She's not looking to pull Holly in, which is what somebody that was confident on the ground would do. It's an interesting dichotomy here we're seeing.
Under a minute to go.
Holly's got to control that up kick.
Angela Hayes.
That up kick to the face could change everything, so Holly has to be careful of that while she's keeping her down and at bay. That up kick, just like that, caught under the chin, that can be a knockout. It can be a stunner enough that it can change the whole game.
Holly Holm has that left hand coiled, ready to strike at any moment as Angela Hayes rises to her feet.
You see how Holly doesn't get baited into anything, though. Allows her to get back up, takes the center again. She's in control of this fight and of the cage and where it's going to happen.
Holly Holm with her head coach Mike Winklejohn in her corner, along with Mike Valle and John Dotson, UFC flyweight standout. Approaching the final 15 seconds of this main event matchup in the bantamweight division between Holly Holm and Angela Hayes. 10 seconds to go.
Fantastic first round. My God, what a bunch of action here, but both women.
Ray Flores, Tate Fletcher joining you cage side here. As that ends round one, Holly Holm looking impressive, but Angela Hayes is certainly not one to back down from a challenge.
And a consummate veteran, both these women. Fantastic.
Let's take a look at some action from our opening round here at the Route 66 Casino Hotel. There we see a Superwoman punch for Holly Holm that barely missed Angela Hayes.
I mean, when you see Holly looking for her back here, Angela's really keeping that whizzer in strong, so Holly decides to go backwards with it. Little leg trip, takes her down.
That was brilliant technique being displayed by the 32-year-old former world boxing champion.
That terrified her, and then Angela's just looking for up kicks and looking to stand up for the rest of this round. Holly kept her on her back, kept her scared, and then allowed her back up under her conditions. Fantastic display.
And a right hand that barely missed Angela Hayes. If Holly Holm is able to touch you at all with a power punch, you're going down. But so far, Angela Hayes has done a nice job of evading that. And there you see Pat Cross, her Muay Thai coach, telling her, you're doing okay, you're fine. Just keep fighting your fight, and more will come. This is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Holly Holm and Angela Hayes. We are inside the Legends Theater here at Route 66 Casino Hotel here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Thank you all very much for joining us here on HollyHolm.com as the aforementioned Holly Holm is involved in the second round, scheduled for 3 against Angela Hayes.
It's a great first round. Holly hits like nobody else. Good front kick right to the chest, right to maybe the chin a little. Hard to tell from this angle. Angela answers with some low inside leg kicks. Stalking going on, a lot of stalking, looking for more power punches, I bet, this round. To wrestle with Holly, she's just too strong, she's too big. She cuts weight expertly and continues to keep great strength on fight day. And that's what we're seeing here today.
Holly Holm is doing a nice job of getting in and out, trying to throw out her jab. And there we see that left to the body that connects for the 32-year-old out of right here in Albuquerque. Angela Hayes, though, you have to give her credit. She's standing confidently in the center of that cage.
Absolutely.
And she wants to stand and trade with Holly Holm. Who would have thought that that would have been the case heading into this matchup?
And also, unless you've got really sharp takedowns, there's not a lot of choices for that. You're going to have to stand. And so she's going to have to throw really hard punches and really get the respect of Holmes. Holly's been hit by some really great punchers in her life, and to get her respect, you're going to have to really touch her hard.
Well, Holly Holm has had success in the second round. Her last fight, October 11th, she had a second-round TKO over Nicole Knudsen, and then she had a vicious head kick over Eliana Jones back in July, both of those in Texas.
Yep.
So the second round is when Holly Holm really gets going.
Hard fights at foreign land are always tough. Holly is victorious in them. She went to France. I mean, she's been internationally acclaimed, 6-time champion, world boxer. And you're seeing that here right now.
A nice body kick that landed for Holly Holm. Holly Holm told me that she wants to end this 2013 with the bang, and she would love nothing more than to have a good Christmas, and she could do so if she defeats Angela Hayes. And so far, so good, at least through the first round and a half.
It's a clinic you're seeing. I mean, if she's going to stand here like this, Holly's going to pick her apart.
Holly Holm with the front kick that misses. Now, Holly Holm knew she trained for a full 15 minutes. She understands that Angela Hayes is the toughest fighter that she's ever competed against inside the MMA realm.
Yeah, it's a fantastic opponent. I'd like to see her really extend those kicks and really own all those punches. That's the thing about the confidence of Holly. Holly throws with bad intentions with every shot, and Angela's real reticent. She doesn't want to commit to the shots, it looks like. That's not going to pay her any dividends here. Nice head kick right to the face of Holly. Again, though, she throws it reticently. She's not hitting it with enough power to really impress Holly, and Holly keeps marching forward. If she's so tough and so strong, she's going to end up touching Angela in a way that Angela's not going to like it at all.
Well, Tate, Holly Holm seems to be sitting down under punches a little bit more as we progress through the second round.
She's really getting confident in those leg kicks, too. She knows that Angela's going to have a hard time taking her down, and so now she's able to open up those legs a little bit, and that's what Angela's not used to either. Those are going to take a real toll when they're in the body just like that. Those are finishing kicks.
Well,
that hits the liver, that's the end.
They both exchange body kicks as Holly Holm still looking to dictate the center of the cage.
Yep,
but Angela Hayes is walking her down, and now Holly Holm becomes a counter puncher. However, she's very comfortable in this. She did it well in the sport of boxing.
She certainly did. She can fight that way at any time against any opponent, long, short, big. She routinely boxes with men, kickboxes with them, and wrestles with them. It's just a whole different kind of force. And for her to have that kind of element around her, you're seeing it now. The confidence that she has going in is the real marked difference that I'm seeing between these two athletes. Both phenomenal athletes, one just a little more into the game.
Under a minute to go in this matchup in the second round between Holly Holm and Angela Hayes. And now Holly Holm is really finding a home for that leg kick.
Yeah, that turning side kick she's doing, touching her hip a lot. She's liking that a whole bunch. But she's also liking that Muay Thai kick right to the liver. If she can take her down here, she will, but I think she'll separate. She's been looking for a knockout this round. Usually the way we fight is we've got certain things we want to accomplish in the round, and she probably didn't want to accomplish a takedown till later, so I'd look to Holly to separate here after she softens her up on the fence a little bit.
Holly Holm has Angela Hayes against the cage, and coming
Angela
up
must turn her. She can't impose any damage from that position. She has to turn her so she can really extend her hips and follow through. We got 10 seconds left. See who gets a takedown here. Somebody's looking for it for sure.
And now Holly Holm throws a kick to the body. That lands. Angela Hayes seems to be more worse for wear. You could tell she is getting discouraged as Holly Holm